Haha. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So today, this is going to be a super laid back video. I'm just going to be going over my experience with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated show that was on Cartoon Network originally, then Netflix, and then Disney+. This is a show that I just grew up loving, and I'm going to get into my little backstory with it, my history with the show, and then I'm going to tell you guys my experience with Season 7, which I just watched for the first time ever. But before I get into it, definitely hit the like button, comment down below. If you love Star Wars, Marvel, movies in general, definitely hit that subscribe button. I've got a ton of content planned. Also, if I sound a little stuffy, I apologize. By the way, I love doing this thing. Right off the bat, I grew up watching the Star Wars movies, absolutely adore them. I'm gonna make a video in depth about why I love Star Wars at some point. If you wanna see that, let me know in the comments. These were some of the first Star Wars content I saw right here, is these micro series. You've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are not canon anymore. I believe they are now legends. So these were always just fun Star Wars stories that I enjoyed watching that weren't the movies, the 6 movies at the time growing up, since this was like 2003, I want to say. Then they announced they're doing an animated show on Cartoon Network a few years later based on this movie. So this movie came out, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which acts like the first 3 episodes of the show, basically. I enjoyed it for what it was as a kid. And then Star Wars: The Clone Wars launched, and it's safe to say I was a pretty big fan. I think it came on Friday nights, and I would either watch it live Friday night and just have a blast, or I'd record it, wake up early on Saturday morning around like 8 a.m. and watch it. I absolutely love this show. I grew up on it. I have the DVD set, so I have Season 1 with Cody on the front, Season 2 with Yoda, Season 3 with Anakin, and Season 4 with Darth Maul. Don't have Season 5 on physical media. I never really thought about them playing into the whole canon lore, truthfully. I just enjoyed them for what they were. And then the show ended after Season 5, supposedly, and then it got picked back up for Netflix. They got Season 6. It was only 13 episodes. I watched them all when they came out. I enjoyed it, and then it just wasn't a thing to me. I didn't think about Clone Wars that much. The Force Awakens came out, and it revived everyone's love for Star Wars. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. And then every other movie after that from Disney, I was kind of like, it's missing something. It's missing something. Then this show, The Mandalorian, came on, re-sparked everything, especially with Season 2. My goodness, the way Season 2 ended, I was like, you know what? I need to go back and rewatch Clone Wars. So I think it was the 3rd episode of Season 2 of Mandalorian. Bo-Katan comes back, or Bo-Katan, however you prefer to say it. Tomato, tomato, right? So I started rewatching Clone Wars in November, and then the Christmas season happened, everything got busy. And then a few weeks ago, I started back up, rewatched, I think I watched Season 5 in one day, and I rewatched Season 6, I remember enjoying it. And then I got to Season 7, which, by the way, I'd never seen. I know that it came out during the pandemic, 2020, like around Star Wars Day, like May the 4th is when the finale came out, and everyone was talking about it, raving about it, and I was like, it doesn't feel right for me to watch it yet, because I want to give it a proper rewatch. Well, here we are now. I've done my proper rewatch. So Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7 is 12 episodes, essentially 3 different arcs. From here on out, I will get into some spoilers for Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 7, so if you have not seen it and don't want to be spoiled, definitely go watch it and then come back and watch the rest. May the Force be with you. So I went through the rewatch in chronological order. There's an order on the StarWars.com website where, you know, certain episodes, like one in Season 2, might take place before one in Season 1, so there's a certain order to watch them, but you can still watch it in any order you want, but I decided to go the chronological route this time. So when I got to Season 7, I noticed that the middle 4 episodes, we're supposed to watch them first. It really doesn't matter. These episodes weren't that great, just to be honest with you guys. There was this whole plot line involving the Spice and the Pikes. It's really cool just to see Ahsoka. That's why I was there, for Ahsoka. The other 2 characters, I didn't care much for them, but seeing Ahsoka apart from the Jedi Order, it really struck a chord with me. I enjoyed it. So there really isn't much to talk about with those 4 episodes. But then we've got the Bad Batch episodes, which I thought were a lot of fun. Now, the Bad Batch is getting its own show later this year. I think it's going to come on May 4th. What do you guys think? It was cool to see this ragtag, if you will, group of clone troopers. I believe the name were Wrecker, Hunter was the main one, I want to say. Tech was the technology guy. And then Crosshairs, I want to say, was the sniper, who was probably my favorite of the bunch, truthfully. They actually find Echo, who was believed to be dead in Season 3. He was left behind at the Citadel. So I was like, oh man, it's really cool to see this character come back. And he ends up going with the Bad Batch at the very end, so I hope that he shows up in that show. Now, the Bad Batch show, I'm concerned about, like, I don't want these clones to turn, but I know they're going to, unless they somehow don't have the inhibitor chips, or if they get them removed. I'm not sure exactly what the show's going to follow, but it's likely that they're going to be hunting down Jedi, which is going to be pretty crazy to see. Either way, though, the Bad Batch episodes were just a lot of fun and kind of like classic Clone Wars in my opinion. It wasn't until the last 4 that I truly understood why this season was getting so much praise, because the last 4 is essentially one feature film and some of the best Star Wars content I've ever seen in my entire life. The last 4 episodes of Clone Wars are immaculate. They are perfection. Perfection! And it ties up all these loose ends as it kind of takes place simultaneously with Revenge of the Sith. I was cheesing so hard during the season, especially in the first episode when Ahsoka comes back with Bo-Katan, and they're talking to Obi-Wan about how they need Republic forces to go to Mandalore and really capture Maul finally. The 501st have the Ahsoka paint on their helmets, very cool moment, and he gives new lightsabers to Ahsoka, but Obi-Wan storms in and he's like, Grievous has raided Coruscant, they got the Chancellor, Shaak Ti was there, we don't know where she is now, which ties into the deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith where Shaak Ti is captured by Grievous and killed by Grievous. So there's a lot of little fan service moments that very much tied in, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that. The Darth Maul versus Ahsoka fight is one of my favorite animated lightsaber duels ever. Seriously, so good. And when Obi-Wan is having that conversation with Rex and Ahsoka about Anakin being on a special assignment to kind of watch over Chancellor Palpatine, it all ties into Revenge of the Sith so perfectly. And then the most heartbreaking moment in the entire show is when you get to episode 11, and they're in hyperspace, you know, they've got Maul in captivity, and Ahsoka's with Rex, and they kind of have this conversation. You know that Order 66 is about to go down. Rex leaves the room, Sidious says, execute Order 66, and Rex has this look in his eyes when he pulls his blasters on Ahsoka. He's shaking, and you can see tears rolling down his face. Rex is one of my favorite characters, and this moment hit me right in the feels. He just has to do his job in the inhibitor chip, and oh, it's so heartbreaking. I was so relieved when Rex got the inhibitor chip removed from his head, and Ahsoka and him were back together, because I did not want Rex going down that path. I know all the clones did, but I liked Rex too much. And then the final episode of Clone Wars was insane. It was intense from start to finish, and when they finally do escape and get to the planet, the score there is so chilling. At this memorial of clone trooper helmets left behind by Ahsoka, in the wake of the destruction left by their wreck, we actually see Darth Vader, and he picks up Ahsoka's saber. It was perfect. And the final shot of the show is the clone trooper helmet as Darth Vader walks away, and you see his reflection in the visor. It is beautiful. I couldn't have thought of a better way to end this show. Star Wars: The Clone Wars is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It stuck the landing perfectly, and I'm so happy to say I've finally seen Season 7 because it enhanced Ahsoka so much. While it did have a few slow moments, especially that middle arc, the Bad Batch was really cool, and it set up a future show for Star Wars. And of course, the final 4 are a chef's kiss. If those 4 episodes alone were like a movie, it might be one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time. My experience with Star Wars: The Clone Wars is to show that I've loved my entire life. Yeah, there were a few years where I was kind of forgetting about it and dwindling, because there was no new Clone Wars, and it kind of just ended in my opinion. But getting this proper send-off was amazing to see. I'm so glad that Disney allowed for this to happen. But if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts on Clone Wars down below. Do you love Season 7? The final 4 especially, because they are immaculate, I think. And what do you think of Rebels? Because that's the show I'm going to start next. My experience with Rebels, real quick, is that I've seen the first like 5 or 6 episodes years ago, like 2015 maybe. And for whatever reason, I just gave up on it, and I haven't gone back to it. I'm excited to watch that, and I know Thrawn is hinted at coming into The Mandalorian, so I want to learn a little more about Thrawn, and that show will really tie up a lot of things revolving Mandalore, the Darksaber, where it changed hands along the way leading up to The Mandalorian. So I'm stoked to check that out, but thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support lately. It has meant so much. If you love Star Wars, definitely hit the subscribe button. I was missing out for so long. I'm just glad I finally saw Season 7, but thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. May the Force be with you, always. By the way, lightsaber cameo. By the way, did you guys notice Fordo back here from the original animated series? Easter egg.